I'm Loki of Literati, and this is called Things Pop Behind My Eyes, when your hands squeeze and drum on my thighs. From thin air bursts is the first round. Within a fair verse, I'm here to scrounge. If you're unaware of what's lost and found, then grin without despair. I spin and flow to show the doubt, clear my brow and steer how I care to astound. If you dare, it costs a pound to disperse a poem. Mon cher, we're not alone. Out here where universes are birthed and immersed, fate and creators are made and crowned. Welcome to what I found. My lair is the underground. Beware the catacombs, when ensnared in the wonder sound, carrying from the battle zones. It's where I run around to share and catch a tone, popping grace like a quantum space hypercone, the curse of my dome, accosted by fate to rocket and make known the blessed best investment of my testament and ways. These days, I'm concealing nothing in time, blundering through wondering minds and revealing everything in rhyme, slowing the roll to show a flow that's also slaying with the craven style of an overstated animator, fated to stake my cred like the Grateful Dead's touch of gray and bring it back later, wildly descend like crocodile skin worn thin on an alligator. In a span to twirl, I understand the rules of a man bites dog world. All the while, I betray the wiles popping off of sick social disease, such as the role of hypocrisy, easily releasing these. Every way in exposés when slaying my fray like scrambling eggs and cheese. A head full of prose in my head just blows ahead of me, repetitively through humanity's slamming pleas. Every wasted tree I shake, I see sheeple on their knees, subconsciously pleading for negativity. Check your mental real estate to change your fate. Developments come late, far off, well after thoughts pop off. I ought to always show a solution when I scoff at confusion, even if I'm just choosing a one-off. Rescind and blend better ways through clever plays from weathered days, from begin to zen, sin to end. I'm into rent, my best and worst options popping, caution testing first, biting off my curse, teeter-tottering without lurching or stopping, is how I'm fathering each higher desire fire burst. My head gets right when I aspire to be fed ahead of the fight, not just lately, but even as an unwanted, rotten baby. When often forgotten in the night, I was frightened instead of coddled. Much like shaking up lightning in a bottle, fuckers were taking delight in the awful, and I was waking up with no lights or righteous role models. So a rare parasympathetic nervous response shares frenetic pearls to bomb from the wary increments I stood through instead of dad and mom, always gone, so I learned always to stand and move on. Now splitting vice and getting righteous with what's within. Behind the mic I spin, don't even need the weed to reach and grow Aesop seeds when I flow, but I get riled on gin and rum, ahead of the night with a prehensile tongue to represent tensile strength and fun, indiscreet unique style. The street speaks my evidence, and foes at my feet bleat for tighter cred than a spider's web. Threats I sense despite the red wires me like I was misled to rig my wang into bed with a big bang. Forgotten blues hiding, never stopping, truth dividing, dispersed to immerse and zoom, suture future wounds too soon. I'm like an escaped dragon, fate won't be bagged with lady deities I've been shagging while the creator deises are busy bragging. I've held back tightly welded tracks, lagging, in a state of grace, laughing, still ill and riding shotgun, vibing the unfurled haze of Earth's early maze, the kind of plays the forgotten ones displaced first on the hearse of the late universe. Step up and step back, I'm here to lay down tracks, picking up slack, brooking no flack, never mincing words, always biting back. Quicken your bliss and listen to this over inertia creeps from massive attack. Maybe it was the way I was raised. So hard to find a sage when you're coming of age, in the Wild West so full of rage. So when you see me coming today, don't test my play. I'm done with warnings and just warming up to a combustible bouquet. It's just my gentle, chaotic way. So should this hood turn to dismay, I'm prepared any evening for the divine cleaving of my final day, gracefully embracing the ingredients for a feckless face, fit for calling shit. Honest in case of amazement, take my place and set the pace. Crazy liberation, raising the animation, blazing haze across the nation, phrasing with lucid imagination, what sets loose from self-education. I strived like I survived, by hell's determination, pain into pride, while a pretty and vain ride, petty avarice like rain, washing the mask, leaving only the stain. It used to cost just a question, a homie his claim. Now and here are walls of etiquette, but I vow to appear with rolling fits, or falls accidental to forget nuns, claim never to get wet, while priests take choir boys to bed. It won't be forever till Archimedes' lever Earth is flung into dread. Don't sever your trees, first be clever instead of needy, remembering you're dead. Whether greedily cheating discreetly or feeding the diseased fever, the seedy graffiti in your head treasures its freedom, and I've been reading it. So don't ever measure your life wish against my vice list, because leather gets strong when wet, and I treasure to get wrong when set, traipsing through nobody's heather, with Cerberus running alongside as my pet. The aftermath. Russian blizzard wasn't considered enough to bust a pause in my Cold War, pushing the Wizard of Oz to the floor, boot to his throat, my gun to his scrot. I shoot with a gurgled note, that's all she wrote. Turgid and disturbed, hurting scary verses, rarely misspoke. A 9mm mind kills time by finding rhymes ill. I'm eating my pain by beating your brain to a standstill, like the Brill Building, reaching through every note, every vote you'll ever find, and every note that could ever shine to handle right. Thank the still, willing Brill Building next time you're handling your night under candlelight. Daily staking my claim, and I'm distilling vapor by filling paper, and always willing to wager feeling each caper. Major layers and finer japes for sure find their way to blur, clean between lines for multi-scene, Gopic, polysyllabic, rocking at crimes. No disputing what I'm shooting, firing certain bombs like Vladimir Putin behind the Iron Curtain strong. A mind to disperse what first went on. It's a curse as time only worsens forgotten wrongs, but I find I'm blurting too rotten just to go along. It's only disturbing if you're swerving to follow my song. My kind challenges deities never created by me. Scavengers, warrior psalms, stigmata palms, water calms, but fire turns it all back on. Exposing faith's disease, late I set free to escape out of history. I'm unlimited while I'm with it, so I'm infinite for the win of this. On it, discreet to reach old souls, chronic and complete like quantum leap. My lady says I'm honest even in my sleep lately, and late I set free, bury truth in every slick spree. No excuse for caring less than victory. I cut loose listening wary. Blessed is sin scot-free, 'cause God missed me when I slipped him a Mickey.